Welcome, everybody. This is your host, Jay Curry. This is the Writer's Touch podcast. Man, I'm excited today because, we're actually doing something different. I don't have a guest, but I have a special guest co-host today. And she's rocking with me today because we're doing something. I've written a book a few years back entitled Breaking the Chains of Demonic Bondage. So when my special guest approached me and said, you know what, let's teach something. Let's talk something about what's happening with how we break the chains of demonic bondage. So I said, you know what? Let's go on my show. Let's be my special co-host, and we're going to talk. It's not an interview session, but we're going to talk. So everybody, if you can, give a warm welcome to my special guest co-host, the one, she was on here before too. Her name is Prophetess Shamika Curry. Give a warm welcome, everybody. So, Prophetess, or she's my wife. I'm not going to call her Prophetess.
Good evening, everyone. God bless you.
And really, let me stop right here because I'm really excited because my wife is co-hosting with me. But this segment has been brought to you by and notice I don't have my Writer's Touch podcast T-shirt on. I have Cap on, and we're rocking Cap today. And
yes.
Even the Cap coffee mug, so you guys can grab your cup and everything. Yes, it is something in there. So and Cap is a Prophetess. I mean, this is your movement. This is your movement. What's Cap?
Well, first of all, it's God's movement. Cap is, the Lord gave me this actually last month, and He said He wants His people to commit and abide in prayer. So He said, I need them to cap it. That means to put a seal on God's holy word. And He also gave me 1 Thessalonians 5:17. We must pray without ceasing.
That's right.
So the Lord said He needs His people to put a cap on it for this year and for the rest of their life.
There you go.
Amen.
So we picked a chapter out of the book.
Woo.
Chapter 5.
Yes.
I'm going to wing it. I wrote it, like I said, but I do, as I move and as I speak and as I think, I ask God to take my mind and think His thoughts and take my mouth and speak His words. And so that way, Joseph can move out the way and God can move in and teach His people, those who are interested in listening to how to break the chains of demonic bondage. So with that being said, chapter 5, breaking addictions. And we have a lot of people who break addictions, who has addictions and don't know about it.
Yes.
And I mean, you have to understand that if you have a addiction, it doesn't always mean alcohol. It doesn't always mean drugs. It doesn't always mean you have an addiction of lust or pornography or anything like. There can be an addiction of food.
Yes.
You can have an addiction of too much, and really that's what it is. Too much of anything is an addiction. So I've witnessed there's some people out there who has an addiction with shopping.
Yes.
If you taking something that, number one, you got to always take 10%, and that 10% is God's. Yes. And if you taking that 10% away, then and you using it for something that you have too much of, then you have an addiction. Amen.
I truly believe anything that you put before God, or to me, even your family. You're taken away from your family and taken away from what God told you to do to provide for your family. And it could be gambling. Yep. Some people have addiction, again, playing lottery. It's a lot of things, a lot of form of addiction. But the thing is, we have to know how to get to the source of it.
Right.
Like, what is the root of it? What caused this?
So let me ask you a question. If you have too much family, is that is that considered to be addiction? Because I have a lot of family for real. I got a whole lot.
No,
but I'm just playing. I just have that was funny to me.
Yeah, it was addiction to sex. It was a lot of family.
Oh Lord, have mercy. I think I need to cut it off.
Stop.
The addiction, nothing else. The addiction. Let's keep this PG-13, ladies and gentlemen.
But no, seriously, continue. As you were saying.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, a lot of times we just have to get a root of it, get to the root of it and see where it came from and how did this addiction start. A lot of times when we are children, patterns that we see in our family or even things that has happened to us, we grab a hold of it and it become a part of us. And we take it on into our adulthood and become addiction. So I'm going to just use shopping as an example.
Okay.
Maybe when you was a child, you really lacked things. Maybe your mom didn't take you shopping or your dad didn't take you shopping, and you had a lot of lack in your family. So what it did was it left like a bad taste in your mouth of that you're going to lack. So when you got older, you knew you did not want to lack. So all of a sudden, just because you wanted, it's like a ministry. It's like it really ministered to you when you go shopping, because it's like that lack that I had, I'm never going to lack like that no more. So it's okay to want to do something for yourself and go shopping and take care of yourself, but it become an addiction when you feel like you just got to have it.
Right. And see, and I'm glad you pointed out shopping, because I was going to go somewhere else with it, but I'm going to put that on hold for a second, because there are many people who cause, let's just say shopping, like you were saying, they would take shopping and call and confuse it. And this is how we have to break the chains of demonic bondage, because you have to be broken, because people would take shopping and twist it and say, this is my therapy. No, there's nothing therapeutic about taking too much of, because now you have been demonized, and you have been possessed by those spirits that takes over your mind.
Greed.
And yeah, exactly.
Greed.
And you would actually literally take away your rent or mortgage, car payments. You would take food out of your children's mouth, because of the simple fact is you have to. Well, I'm stressed out. I have to go, and I need to go shopping. I need something therapeutic. There's nothing therapeutic. Pray. How about praying? How about praying the chains off of you, because that demonic spirit has a hold on you, and he's wrapped himself around you where you can't break free. But there's something therapeutic that I can say, that God can come into your life, and he can break the chains, because if you can't break it, and you don't know what's possessed you, or what's in your carnal mindset of always wanting to, well, let's go shopping. I need to go shopping. Ooh, I have too much shoes. And I used to say women has too much shoes. When you got to have a whole closet for nothing but shoes, then there's something wrong with that. But then I've seen men who has tennis shoes or sneakers, and you got sneakers on one side, and you got dress shoes on the other side, and you have anytime you got too much sandals and flip flops, there's something wrong. Something wrong. I've seen a person's closet.
There's nothing wrong with having nice things, but
there's nothing wrong with having nice things, but you have a closet the size of a bedroom, and it's filled with nothing but shoes. Then that's an addiction. That's an addiction.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but go ahead.
But we ladies, we love our shoes, but if it becomes like Mr. Curry was saying, if it becomes where you're taking it out your household, or you taking it to provide for your family, that is an addiction. But one thing a lot of people be addicted to that they don't think that it's addiction, and I call it the pharmaceutical demon. It's that spirit that whenever you get a pain, you feel like you got to go pop a pill, or you feel like you get a headache, you got to go pop a pill and stuff. But people of God, Jesus is the healer, and we got to be careful with that pharmaceutical demon, because that pharmaceutical demon comes to suppress you and depress you, and the thing what it does is it make you have an appetite to want more of it. So every time you get that spot that hurt, instead of praying and asking God to heal you, what's the first thing we do? Go pop a pain pill. Go pop a Tylenol. Go pop an aspirin, or whatever you use to pop that pill. But that's an addiction. Because the thing is, you have to get to the root of it. You have to get to the source of that thing. While the pain is there,
it's true.
So you can end it. You know, and a lot of times we need to pray about it because Jesus said he already healed us. And he said, by Jesus' stripes, we are healed. So, you know, Jesus already healed us and we already healed by Jesus' stripes. So we need to pray and we need to get back to the foundation and believe in the principles of God's holy word.
Exactly.
You know, that's...
And I want to say something. I don't know if it's the cap on the cup or the coffee because this is really good. I'm serious, and I know I don't have an addiction for coffee, but
Yes, you do.
But shout out to my cameraman.
That's his addiction, you all.
Shout out to
he have to have a cup of coffee every morning, unless he could not function.
But shout out to my
So we
cameraman.
were praying for the coffee, then.
Shout out to my camerawoman / daughter who fixed this coffee, and she did an amazing job. I'm serious. You know, I gotta give my shout out, give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
But I really want to point out
It is pretty good.
I really want to. If you guys want some coffee, you guys come to J. Carey Collection Store where the coffee is great. I'm telling you for real. So anyway, I really want to, before this segment gets over with, I really want to talk about the demonic spirit of pornography. That's something that a lot of, and it's not just men, it's women too, where you have something that suppressed you to where you have to watch something to, you know, to defile your temple. And ladies and gentlemen, that's nothing but the succubus and the incubus spirit that's weighing on you. And when, you know, it's bad when you have to get a private room and because that demon is wrapped, is got you entangled, as one of the Smiths said, was it Jada Pinkett? She said she was an entanglement. So we have people that's entangled with the succubus and the incubus spirit that's got you, you know, watching pornography, you know, because anytime you sit there and you doing something that's against God's will, and you taking sin and you thinking that it's a everyday thing, and you are actually destroying your temple. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to call a spade a spade. You have an addiction, and you've been demonically suppressed.
Yes.
Whereas that demon and will actually take hold of you, grasp hold of you, and your mind is messed up because you have been legally destroyed by that demon who has you doing stuff that you have no business doing.
And you know, and these spirits, this succubus and incubus spirit, these are spirits of the night. A lot of times they come in our dreams, and it's in the book. You all go get Breaking the Chains of Demonic Bondage. This book really teach you what the incubus and succubus spirit does and who it is and how it's introduced to you. And a lot of times these things come to introduce itself as a child, when you was a child. And you didn't realize that it carry on to you as an adult. And if you never get to the root of, that's one thing about I love you, always have to get to the root of things. And a lot of times people tend to gravitate themselves to things that become addiction because they're looking for love, or they're looking for satisfaction, or they didn't get it when they was young, or because, you know, God is love and everybody wants love because love makes you feel a certain kind of way. Love make you feel accepted. Love make you feel respected. And a lot of people look for love, but sometimes they look for the wrong way, and these demonic spirits, they knows that. So what they do is they come and visit you at night in your dream. You be like, why I had a dream about this, or why I was thinking about this. And these spirits, they come so you can entertain them, because let me tell you some people of God, a spirit need a house to house in. So they can't do nothing without your permission. So you have to break the chains of that demonic bondage that has you whole, and you have to get to the root of it. And the only way you can get to the root of it is seeking God's face and asking Him to expose this thing. And when He exposes these things, you have to denounce these things. Amen. Because a lot of times we know what we do, you know, because I know before I got married, God, I had to repent daily because I was a fornicator. Because if you have sex without marriage, you are fornicating, people of God. And I had all my children out of wedlock. But I praise and I just thank God I'm up under the covenant of Jesus Christ now. So the thing is, I thank God that I denounced that thing. and I turned from that thing. I repented and I asked God to forgive me, and God would do that, people of God. So don't let those demonic spirits come and, how can I say, suppress you with what they want you to do. It's a spirit and it wants you to entertain it, and it needs a body, and it uses your body if we allow it, people of God. We don't have to allow those things. You know, we can deny access to demonic spirits. So people of God, if you don't understand things, talk to someone who can help you get understanding. And yeah, get the book. Get this book. This book really breaks down a lot of things, and even homosexuality, why they have identity loss. You know, they're trying to find themselves. A lot of times people don't want to be with a man or a lady. It's, lady and a man and man. A lot of times it's identity crisis. So only time they can relate themselves with the same sex.
Right.
And that's how that spirit comes to house itself, so you can entertain it. So people, God, we have to get to the root of things and get to the truth of God's holy word. And I love when Mr. Carey wrote this book, because at this time, I remember when Mr. Carey and I actually was writing this, but he wrote the book, but we was co-laboring together with the book, and we was up under so many demonic attacks at the time. Mr. Carey was up under so many demonic attacks, to the point, I'm telling you how really spirits are. It was a demonic spirit came to our window. My husband was sleeping at the time, and the spirit came, and I seen the spirit, and it was after my husband. But I started praying in the spirit, and while the spirit was at the window, my husband was having a dream that it was a big snake wrapped around trying to kill him and suck his life. So I had to wake up because he started holding me real tight, and I was like, what's going on? And I just started praying in the spirit. I said, I prayed that spirit up out of there, and this demon had to leave. And see, the very next day, that spirit tried to come back again. That spirit came and it put a grip in my husband's soul, to the point we were just sitting in the living room and he fell to the floor. And I had to tell the demonic spirit where to leave, because we was up in a spiritual warfare. We was up under a battle. But the battle is the Lord's. If you got to trust God, and you got to deny those spirits. You cannot allow those spirits to come and live in house. Right. And I promise you guys, people, God, after I prayed and I see my husband going through what he's going through, the enemy tried to walk in to try to take my husband's soul, but he belongs to God and he cannot have him. And let me tell you, when I was praying in the spirit realm, above our house, it started hailing and raining. You guys hear me? It wouldn't rain. It was sunshine outside. But because my husband and I was in a spiritual warfare, we was in a spiritual battle, we was taken back what rightfully owned to God, and that is our souls. Yep. And that's what the enemy is after. So people of God, we got to be careful and not be demonic influenced about these spirits, because spirits are real and they need a body to house. So let's not give them access. And get this book and it teach you how not to give them access, and also where the spirit came from and why it wants your soul.
Exactly. So after reading the book, now we gave a lot of insight, and now even though there's plenty more. I mean, even in the book where there's so many different spirits that you're facing, and sometimes we have to, just like, okay, I'll put it like this: you see somebody down the street, and you clap your hands or whistle or whatever, say hey or whatever. That person, you don't have that person's attention until you call that person's name. So and so what I'm saying is, and what I'm getting at is, in the back of the book in chapter 12, you have to call these spirits out by their name.
Yes, that's good, Mr.
So
yes,
if you grasp hold to those spirits and call them by their name, you can't rebuke a hey yo into the sea of abyss. But if you start calling them by their name, then you can break those chains and bind them into the sea of abyss. Yes. Because, and then you can start getting, you have to take back your life, because Satan has a hold of you, whether you're too much drinking alcohol, whether you grab hold to the spirit, or the spirit of homosexuality has grabbed hold to you, because you wasn't born that way. If God wanted you to be a female, he would have made you one. If God wanted you to be a male, he would have made you one. Not born to be a female and then you acting like a male, or born a male and acting like a female. Because see, those are nothing but spiritual identities, because you don't know who you are. You have to literally renounce those spirits and call them by their name and break those chains. We have to, link by link, we have to start breaking these chains, because this world that we live in is not ours for the taking. But we have to understand that when you grasp hold and you start calling those spirits out by their name and start breaking loose, breaking free.
Yes, freedom. Yes, liberty.
And you have to start, because number one, I'm gonna say this, and we got to do this again. My producers have said we got to wrap this up, but we have to do this again. We have that Leviathan spirit will grab hold to you, squeeze the crap out of you.
That's the spirit of authority.
Yeah, and then so we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this. Maybe we may do this next week if we have an opening and we have to do this. And then also, do me a favor. If there's any questions or whatnot, go ahead and where there's a link, put it. Send us a comment and.
Any questions you have?
Exactly.
Anything you'd like to talk about? Any topics you'd like to discuss? We're here to. We are an open community, and we're here because we want to help. We want to be help one to each other, another, and we need to be there for each other as kingdom citizens.
Exactly.
And we want to tell you guys the truth. So I know Mr. Carey got to wrap it up.
Yep. So I'm gonna say this before anything else. Y'all, I'm gonna say this. Why we're alive and live in color. This is my addiction right here. This beautiful woman right here. This is my addiction. I love this woman of God right here, boy. She brightens my day every day. So yes. So I just wanted to say that, y'all.
Oh, thank you, baby.
I have an addiction for this woman right here.
That's a good addiction.
She's the love of my life. So go ahead and leave us a comment. Share this podcast. Subscribe to our channels also, and tell somebody. If you need some help, reach out to somebody who's actually there for you. So we gotta get up out of here. And I love you guys. You want to say any final thoughts?
Remember to comment. Make sure you subscribe, and also keep us viewed. Make sure you share.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? God bless you. Remember, we love you, and check us out. God bless you.
Love you guys. Peace.